All right, good morning. So this video is our support video for Asynchronous Learning Day 19. So very first thing to go over here is the task list. So obviously we start by reading our instructional email closely. Basically, that's just a way to set yourself up knowing what is expected of you for the day. Today's focus for Hamlet is you should have covered Act 1, Scene 4, and Scene 5. So this video will do a brief kind of preview of those scenes in a minute. Hopefully you'll watch and read, so you can see that that's the next item on our list here, is that you're responsible for watching and reading Hamlet Act 1, Scene 4 and Act 1, Scene 5. So that brings us up to Friday. Then on the weekend, as you can see here, it's part of our homework down below. Saturday and Sunday, on Friday night, of course, you're going to submit your draft 1 of your research essay. We can see that that's the kind of first homework item on the list. That'll be due by midnight. Then that means that Saturday and Sunday, your responsibility is to work your way through Act 2 of Hamlet. Now, I will remind you that over here on our support document for Hamlet, we do have all of the information to give you a strong way to approach those scenes. Once you're done your reading and viewing, of course we're watching the dramatized version from YouTube that I've uploaded to as a link to our VIU Learn site. Now, when you're watching it, if you're kind of like, whoop, I didn't catch that, you can come back here and reread the short summary or synopsis that I've provided. Summary and synopsis are just two synonyms. All right, so also, once you're done watching and reading Act 1, Scene 4, Act 1, Scene 5, there will be a document in our content section for week 11 that will have some target questions for those two scenes. Then just here's a quick note that you should be aware of. Probably on Saturday morning, I will upload the target questions for Act 2. Now, I will be checking those target questions on Monday as part of our homework points. Remember that in Hamlet, there are going to be 4 homework checks. So this will actually count for a homework check section. So we'll just very quickly add that on. Homework checks for the target questions will take place on Monday. So it is worth points towards your final mark. So please make sure that you do read those target questions carefully and answer them. Okay, great. So that's just a quick rundown on the expectations for our learning, not only for today and Friday. Obviously, today and Friday, you're focusing on finishing Act 1 of Hamlet and submitting draft 1 of your research paper. Saturday and Sunday, you're going to refocus in and you'll be looking at reading and watching Act 2 of Hamlet. Okay, let's take a look now at our support document. So the learning for today is Act 4 and Act 1, Scene 4, Act 1, Scene 5. And we can see that Scene 4 kind of runs, it's quite a short scene. It goes for just a few minutes here, a couple of minutes long. And then as well, the next scene is also a rather short one. And these are the two scenes where we see more interaction with the ghost. So drawing out that theme of death and that theme of this ghostly appearance, a ghostly encounter, if you would. And let's talk quickly about what happens. So I'm just going to read through the plot here. So plot, this is for Scene 4. Hamlet joins the watchers on the wall. They hear the ghost partying with his followers. Not the ghost, the king. They hear the king partying with his followers. So this is Hamlet's uncle. Hamlet criticizes King Claudius for too much drinking and how it will affect the way other nations view Denmark. So this might be considered a subtle political barb from Shakespeare, perhaps, kind of a commentary on how people who are in the upper class kind of live large a little bit. So there's something there. And we often see these types of editorial commentaries from Shakespeare. You just have to learn how to kind of pick them out, which sections we're saying, okay, that's Hamlet's voice. Oh, wait, that's Shakespeare's voice speaking through Hamlet. So we kind of get used to that. So then let's move on here. When the ghost appears again, it beckons Hamlet to follow. I need a comma there to complete the academic A sentence. I'm editing as I'm going. Although his two friends try to prevent him, he is determined to follow it so we're editing away here, and to determine the heart of this mystery. So in this scene, we saw some alliteration. There was also some foreshadowing, and in terms of themes, we have this introduction of this potential of duality. This is a really big theme in the play, where basically it means that a person can represent two different sides, or two different faces, or two different realities. And we see this primarily through Hamlet's character, but it's also kind of delivered through Ophelia's character in some parts, even the king's character, King Claudius's character, and we can kind of track this. Now also, there's an introduction to the theme of the Mask of Madness, which is one of the most crucial themes of the entire play. Is Hamlet really mad? Is he assuming a role of madness? What's going on here? And in terms of famous lines, we have I am native here and to the manor born, which is from Act 1, Scene 4, lines 14 and 15. And then also we have something is rotten in the state of Denmark. So now we start to see that there is something wrong going on, and that's actually one of my favorite lines in the play. That's Act 1, Scene 4, line 90. And we can kind of connect this to the idea that we're really getting some strong foreshadowing of the tragedy that is to follow. Okay, so let's take a look at Act 1, Scene 5. So we have, again, Hamlet and the ghost, and that's the major part of this scene, and then later Horatio and Marcellus. So we can see the plot here. Hamlet holds counsel with the ghost of his father. He learns that his uncle Claudius, the serpent, poisoned his father to steal the crown in his bed. And his bed, because he took the wife as well, right? Oh, it's a list of three, that's why I don't have an and there. To steal the crown, his bed, and his vitality in one fell swoop. So this comes from lines 74 and 75 from Act 1, Scene 5. The ghost retreats. Oh, sorry, we're doing a little editing here today. The ghost entreats Hamlet to seek revenge, but to let his mother alone, that she might be judged by the divine. Then Hamlet's two friends find him, and he grudgingly, and after eliciting their promised secret that his father's ghost the vision indeed was. That's a bit of a weird phrasing, but we're going to run with it. Then he forces them to swear. I was in a rush, I guess, when I wrote this section. Then he forces them to swear on his sword that they'll tell no one what they've seen this night. So that's, in a summary, that's what happens in Act 5. We can see that there are examples of alliteration, simile, personification, metaphors. A foul snake poisoned the old king. And the themes here are truth told, revenge sought, and betrayal, some of the core themes. And in terms of famous lines, we have murder most foul, and there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of by your philosophy. And that's one of my favorite lines in the entire play. And that's from Act 1, Scene 5, 166, 167. So wonderful. We have a very strong summary of these two scenes, and I'm actually going to read from Act 1, Scene 5 here.